your boring photos amazing with Action, Action Red, Action Blue, Action Fine Art, Action Flicker 2006. Might not work. Best photo ever models your photo after Ansel Adams, Moonrise Hernandez, New Mexico, on a pixel scale, a single pixel. Action's available for the low price of $99.99. You're stupid for not buying them 10 minutes ago. Yep.
So yeah, that happened. I took a picture with the mythical beaver, which I am aware sounds like a dirty phrase. I was filming the Bucky statue, the beaver statue, and a guy walks up and assumes that I want a picture with the statue. And so I roll with it, let him take a picture, and he wanted a picture with it too, so I snapped one with his phone. Sanitizing right here, because it's what I do. Don't leave home without it. I'm going to Abilene, Texas, for those not in the know. It's on the other side of DFW. I'm right outside of Dallas right now to collaborate and take photos and do some video with Aleah, who's known as CatAleah from YouTube. And she is a much more successful and popular YouTuber than I am. And so I've got about a minute before I need to get back on the road, and made it to town. Had to get some burgers.
For the record, Aleah is vegan, and she was not the person I was meeting for burgers. That was Andrea Schuler, who gave me that cool backdrop I used in my session with Monet that you saw in my last video. I have had some very nice vegan burgers, though, for the record. As I've said before, this is a review of the Godox, or Godox, probably Godox SL-150W LED continuous light. I've had it for a month or two now, and it's been really good. I wasn't sure what to think of it before, and I knew a lot of the LED lights I've used before were underpowered, and this one was that was a major concern for this one, but that was immediately put to rest. I will note that it still isn't much against the sun. A flash is still my choice when I'm fighting the sun in full sunlight, but as far as indoor applications go, this is actually really a great option. I didn't use any flash outside because I wanted to see what I could get in natural light, and also I've learned that lights and animals don't always mix. If you're not spooking them with a flash or presenting other potentially dangerous variables, then you have to keep moving the light to keep up with your subjects. And if your subjects are animals, or if animals are involved, that won't happen. The best thing to do in some cases is to be as flexible as possible, which for me is to shoot with available light and a decently fast lens, with autofocus, and without changing lenses too much. That's the strategy I used for taking the photos for Aleah's new channel art, which is what these are for. She has a fun menagerie of really wonderful animals. Just watch her videos and you'll meet all of them, actually. And I'll have a link at the end of this video, or you can check my description to find out more. As you'll see in this and some other videos, I purchased a fresnel attachment for the Bowens mount on this light. I didn't use it particularly in this shoot with Aleah in this bathtub for this milk bath photo, but it is something that I use a lot. So what I did here is even though you can't see it, I wasn't able to get footage of it because it was a really cramped space. So I had it pointed at the ceiling. There's a white ceiling right above her, and it was just pretty straightforward bounce light straight down, and the LED was plenty strong. I've shot these at 400 ISO. I would prefer 100 ISO, and it really wasn't bright enough to do 100 ISO, at least without a tripod, and then that enters all kinds of other variables. 400 ISO is plenty on this medium format sensor, and honestly on most modern digital cameras. And if shooting 400 or 100 matters that much to you, they have a much stronger version of this light. I should also point out that I shoot most of these at like f2.8, And so if you need any real depth of field too, you might also want some extra power. But still, for the stuff I do, this 150 should be plenty. And the 60, I've seen plenty of people say that it's enough too. What you're looking at here is a classic Fresnel style light. It's a miniature version of what you might see on a Hollywood set. I have this to contrast to the Godox SL-150W because they're actually very similar in wattage, although the traditional wattage and the LED wattage is much different, and there are people who can scientifically explain that. I'm not that person. But I like the Fresnel thing and how you can zoom the light in and out, and this Fresnel attachment for the Godox actually gives me some of that control and quality of light, which is super cool. This isn't a scientific review. There are probably other videos that can get some of that stuff out of the way for you. This is about my practical use of this thing in the field. And I have to say I like it. It wouldn't necessarily be my first choice for doing headshots, but it's very good, and it was kind of nice not having to deal with the flash popping and being able to take photos just nonstop as fast as my camera could, not having to deal with people who might be uncomfortable with the popping flash over and over again in a darker spot. So that was cool. And as far as, I wouldn't use it outside, at least by itself, but they have more powerful versions. They have a couple of weaker versions, and you could build a kit of these without going completely broke. And I think you would do really well with them. You can get the new aperture Fresnel, which I want to test soon. You can get this budget Chinese Fresnel, which has been fine for me. So it's very, very versatile, and I can even use it with my buff softbox, my other Bowens adapted modifiers. I think this is a great buy, especially at the cost. It's very versatile. I can use it for my video work and my photography, and I've used it a lot for my photography, as you've seen. Which brings me to where I put this light in an octabox, a Palsy Buff octabox, about medium size. It's fairly big, really. And you'll see it here. And I did headshot in a corner, single light, and I arranged it just like I would any other light. And I had to shoot these at 400 on a tripod, of course, to get enough light. But I say it went pretty well. And this was an assignment for the Tyler loop, which I probably should deliver tonight, actually. And I won't be able to share these yet either, but I did take a test shot of myself, and you'll see the effects of it here. And it also made a fun profile photo. I did my serious artiste face here, and I was firing this with the Fuji remote control app, which has been updated and is supposed to be much better. And there's a puppy. I know this wasn't the most organized review, but I hope you got something out of it. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this video. Click on notifications. Make sure to share it, and I appreciate it. And I'll see you next week. Thanks. Bye.